Alex, how you feeling about everything in general? Just where you've been this season, where you're headed. You were really dejected after St. John's, understandably so. You were really upbeat and proud about the way you contributed at Providence. And
Yeah.
here you are in March, a time where you've really done some great things.
Yeah, I feel fine with how everything is right now. I think, obviously, I probably went through a month or so where I didn't shoot as well as I wanted to, but, Coach has talked to me a lot about is just, we're all in this spot together, and we just all got to be embracing, what's happening right now with the team. So I'm perfectly fine where it's at. We're going to continue to figure it out as a team. I'm going to continue to figure it out as a player, and just live where we're at right now. And obviously coming off a great game against Providence, my confidence is high right now. So I'm excited heading into tomorrow to play against another really good team.
What's the biggest thing you've learned about yourself, going through the ups and downs of this season?
I think it's just staying present and just having trust in everything that I do. I've learned a lot about how I got to carry myself better, whether that's with the team as a leader or how I am on the court. So just learning through the challenges I've been through and just trying to embrace everything mentally, physically, and just continue to be that player that the team needs me to be.
Are the next couple games important because you need to build momentum, or are they important for seeding, or is it both?
I say both. I think it's both. I think momentum heading into the Big East tournament, but right now it's seeding for the Big East tournament. We obviously can't get the 1 seed, so we want to try to get the 2 or the 3 seed, and that obviously means we got to win out. So you want to be as high as a seed as possible in the Big East tournament, and then obviously with seeding for March Madness, but we're not necessarily focused on that right now.
Why is it important to be a 2 or a 3 seed? Is it just mental, or is it an easier path?
You just want to finish as high as possible in the Big East, and you just want to be the closest to the top as possible. So we're fine with any path for the Big East. It's just more so we want to finish as high as we possibly can.
Alex, you faced Marquette a bunch of times in your career. How's this team different from the past teams that have been really good as well?
I mean, obviously losing players like Kolek and Oso definitely hurt the team a lot, but it seems as if it didn't hurt this Marquette team as much, as they've had huge jumps from freshman to sophomore year, sophomores to juniors now, and obviously Cam Jones stepping up in a big-time way, Joplin stepping up in a big-time way. So they're a really good team. I mean, defensively, they're going to still get after you, pressure you, force turnovers, and offensively, they play with really great pace and rhythm with one another. So it's still a really good team, and people thought there'd be a drop-off ever since they lost Kolek and Oso, but there hasn't been a drop-off at all.
Alex, you mentioned not even looking ahead to the NCAAs yet, just kind of one thing at a time. Are you pretty good at that, not looking ahead? And, whether it be the NCAA tournament or a lot of guys in your position, it would be human nature even to wonder what's next, the next chapter of my life.
No, absolutely. No, it's definitely human nature, but I feel like throughout my entire career I've been pretty good at just staying in the moment and staying in on the task ahead, because you got to focus on the present now, otherwise the future will be affected if you worry too much about the future. So I always stay in the moment. I always try to focus on one game at a time, one practice at a time, and how can I get better from the previous game.
You could argue that the last Marquette game was a turning point of sorts for you guys. Your defenses have been improved since then, and you were forced to face the whole turnover problem.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you've made great strides since then, that triggered something in you?
Absolutely. It gave us huge confidence to get a top 10 win on the road against a really good team, and at a point of the season where we need to find that turning point. And we found that turning point at Marquette, and we were able to build off it for some moments. So learned a lot about ourselves. Offensively, gained a huge confidence throughout the entire team. Stewie made big shots. Solo was on fire that game. And then we learned a lot, too, from turnovers. We obviously got to do a much better job of that tomorrow night and just continue to play the way that we want to play.
Are you getting your degree in May?
I am graduating this year. Yeah,
No,
crazy.
wow.
Crazy.
So did you plan to partake in senior night all along this year, or is it something you had to give some thought to recently?
I got a text message from Paul being like, "You're gonna do senior night." I was like, "All right." So that's kind of how I found out. So I didn't really know. It was kind of a surprise to me, but I'll do it. I mean, I am graduating this year, so obviously that's exciting, and I still do have another year athletically. So it's a cool honor to do senior day, and if I'm told to do it, I'll do it. So I'm fine with it.
And that other year, just who knows at this point, right?
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I haven't thought about that yet.
How far have your sophomores come? Coach said at the beginning of the year how far you guys go beyond their development. Solo's obviously developed, but the other two not quite to the same level. What do you think of the development of those guys?
I think, I think their development's been great so far this year. He's solo. I mean, you obviously see what he does on a nightly basis, just shooting lights out, and he's getting better defensively. I think J. Ross and Stewie have also developed in a huge way. I think last time we played Marquette, J. Ross was a huge piece for us to winning, and defensively he made huge plays for us, and he just plays his role out there as much as he possibly can. And Stewie, I mean, he's had huge games for us, and at Marquette he had a huge game, and at Villanova he had a huge game. So he's showing those signs, and he's showing those development pieces. It's just now we need those three to play at the level that we know that they're capable of, especially since it's March right now.